Alrighty, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 10 ELYSIONs in this game. Now, we already did one for Pilgrim. You guys loved it. It seems like nobody really disagreed with the placements there at all. I didn't really see any comments disagreeing with the placements. Just, I guess, people elaborating on my points of why I put them there. Any points that I missed out, I want to say. So, before we begin, make sure you guys subscribe and like. We are so close to 1K. At the time of the recording, we're at 956, I want to say 956. Yeah, 956 subscribers. So obviously it's insane because we just hit 900 yesterday, and overnight we gained 56. Like, you guys are going crazy, right? So we're gonna rank them now with ELYSIONs. I want to say it's going to be much harder to place them in top 10 ordering because, like, for Pilgrims, it's quite easy, right? Pilgrims, everybody uses Pilgrims. Everyone chases Pilgrims. And all the Pilgrims are different, right? Obviously, all the ELYSIONs are different, too. But, again, this is going to be based on, I want to say, characters who are more viable. I want to say more viable, more consistent on majority of the content on many teams. Reason why I want to rank it like that is because obviously every ELYSION has a different purpose, right? We have some DPS ELYSIONs here, we have general supports, we have some healers and stuff like that, right? So you can't really compare a DPS to a healer to just a general supporter and stuff like that, right? So I'm gonna base my ranking on them on an actual team, most content and stuff like that. So I have my Predway. I don't know what this website is called. I don't know how to pronounce it, actually. But we have this website here that is going to help us with our characters here. So I already know, for one, I think it's going to be easy. For one, I want to say Privity is the best ELYSION in the game. She is the most consistent in the game, right? She works on every single team, right? Mainly because when you enter a full burst, which every team is, she's giving them a massive attack buff and reload speed, and also lowering ammo capacity by a certain amount. That could be good or bad. It depends on the characters. But obviously, reload speed increased by 51% at level 10, and a 23% attack for free. Not even on a burst skill, but a passive is very, very good. Not only can she also stun all enemies for 3 seconds, but she does pretty good damage there. And then also, if an enemy is stunned, and the last bullet hits that enemy that's stunned, she will do an additional 1k, right? But obviously, she's just a general supporter. I feel like she's going to be the most viable, the most consistent on every single team, right? So that's going to be my number one. I think now it's going to be a bit harder from here, right? I want to say my number two is probably going to surprisingly be Emma. Right now, Emma's a character you guys see me bash multiple times, but I feel like especially later on in endgame, early game you're probably gonna be like, she's gonna be good as well. But I want to say more endgame, she's gonna be more useful for the simple fact that she's just gonna be she's a general healer, right? So she works on every single team, right? She has a 5% chance to activate this when she's attacked, but all allies basically restore a certain percent of HP of her max HP, which is nice. When the HP is 90% or above, all allies do get an increased healing received, basically. And then obviously her burst skill, which is I think she's a burst 1 unit, or is she burst 2? She's burst 1 with a 40-second, unfortunately, but basically she does heal all allies equal to her max HP, a percentage equal to her max HP, and then a percentage of her attack, I want to say, or just of attack, right, for all allies. So they will do damage, and based on the attack they do, they'll heal for 5 seconds, right? So her ultimate is basically, or her burst skill is basically just going to generally heal you a lot. She's just going to heal you a lot, right? And then, of course, if you're 90% or above, kind of useless there because you don't really need it with 39%, I want to say. I feel like that's going to equivalent to 10% on top of the 5 seconds attack increase. It depends on her HP, really. But obviously, having just the general HP recovery is going to be good. So I would say Emma's the second best ELYSION there. Surprisingly, I don't really think this surprisingly. Third, I want to say it's Helm. Right now, people might disagree with this placement, but I feel like Helm is also a general character, right? Helm has the attack increase when you're in a full burst. She also has damage to interruption increase permanently. Crit rate increase, right, by a pretty nice chunk too, 14%. She does do pretty good damage to the highest enemy attack, but again, she also does recover HP based on attack damage. So there's that as well, right? You can literally slap her on any team and she'll also perform there because she's giving an attack buff and she's able to heal when she uses a full burst. Or at least they're able to heal themselves. She gives them the ability to heal themselves based on their damage. So I want to say Helm is probably 3. I think I would agree with this as like 1, 2, and 3 for ELYSIONs. At 5, I want to say it's either Polly or Miranda. Let me just like read both kits and then I'll figure out what I want to say is going to be best in both case scenarios, even though I've used Polly a lot. Okay, so after reading it, I'm going to say Polly is 4. Simply because Miranda, we'll put Miranda at 5 as well, right? I think these are top 5 right there. Miranda, the reason why I put Miranda at 5 and not 4 is because Polly, I need to have her open as well. But Polly is a character who actually does give herself a shield that could protect all allies. Not to mention she does give a massive attack increase there as well. And then after 5 normal attacks, she's giving them more of an attack increase. She's doing shared damage to 2 allies with the lowest HP. And then also increasing their defense up, right? Every other 10 seconds. So I feel like Polly is going to be more consistent than Miranda. Because I feel like Miranda really just shines with her burst skill, which is the 40% attack increase to one ally with the highest attack, while Polly's is still 44% to the entire team. Not to mention she's giving them, or not them, but she's giving a shield that's protecting them, right? If she taunted, then she would be a lot better, I feel like. But Miranda also has like hit rate increase and then also crit damage increase. But if you're not critting, the crit damage is useless essentially. You're gonna crit, I'm sure, but if you don't crit, it's kind of useless, and then the hit rate is nice as well. But I feel like Polly just offers more than Miranda, so that's why I'm gonna have Polly and Miranda at 5 or 4 and 5. Now, here, surprisingly, I think I want to put Vesti at 6. Because Vesti is really good against a boss that's very difficult. That's really where she's going to shine. Right, she has the explosion range for herself. But basically, it's this right here, right? Survival instinct, right? So after her first skill, she increases her own attack by a certain percentage. After the second burst skill, activated, she'll increase her crit damage by 45 seconds. And then also be the attack, and then after her third burst skill, she would get crit rate by increased by 15 seconds for 45 seconds, crit damage increased by 22% for 45 seconds, and then her attack increased by 5% for 45 seconds, which is nice. She does lower all allies burst time, so I think when you use her burst skill, it'll become a 5-second full burst, which I guess hurts her. It kind of hurts your team, but it helps her so that you can kind of like just kind of repeat this the survival instinct effect. But she does do great damage after her third burst. Like, the only problem with her, I want to say, is that what's it called, like, she needs to like kind of burst multiple times to become at like her full potential. But this part of her skill is pretty nice too. Takes out 2 missile containers, dealing 15.56% attack damage to the enemy with the lowest HP every 1 second for 18 seconds. So that's going to be great against Gravedigger. Not Gravedigger. Chatterbox is going to be nice against Blacksmith. Like, bosses that have those missiles. Or I guess not Gravedigger, right? Which one has it? I think it's Blacksmith, right? So, I think the real problem is that's going to take a couple times for her to proc. And then also, the 5 seconds decrease can hurt your team. So, yeah. Alright, so at 7, it's kind of hard now, right? 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm thinking the characters I'm going to have is going to be Maiden, Brid, Diesel, and then the last one we'll see. But I think that's going to be... Okay, so I think at 7, I kind of want to put Maiden there because she's going to be a nice, like, DPS, right? Not the greatest one, but she does increase her own attack after 20 attacks by 26.66% for 20 seconds, right? After 20, what is she, a shotgun? I'm not sure if in 20 seconds she's going to be able to get 20 bullets off. Probably not. Like, maybe just barely. Probably with the right team, she can keep this up for the whole time. But she does do nice damage. The problem with her, for me, is that she does increase her crit damage by a lot. So you could actually put her a lot higher than Vesti I might actually do. I might actually leave it like this. But the problem with her for me is attract. I think this ability for her is just useless because like she has no reason for taunting as a DPS, right? All enemies will be like that could be a useful skill if you want to have like a sacrifice. That's really all, like that's what that ability is for her. She has no business having that. But her crit damage increased by 152% for 10 seconds is wild. Every other 20 seconds because it lasts for 10 seconds. And then her increasing her own attack is insane. And then obviously, if she has the revenge status up, which is her first skill, she'll do additional damage. So she's gonna be a great starter DPS. If you like you pull her, she'll be a nice DPS to start your account off with, I want to say, for sure. Right? Probably would have Diesel at 8. She's a defender. She does increase her own defense and then also heals herself. She does taunt, which again gives her some type of credibility. But I feel like where she really shines is when she's at max stacks for strawberry candy, and then she kind of like reloads the magazine by a certain percentage. She's not really all that crazy, honestly, in my opinion, but I don't feel like maybe Brid might be better than her. Like, because Brid also increases her own attack by a certain percentage, and then also just every 10 seconds deals 200% of an attack to the highest attacking enemy, and then deals great damage. What's it called? Increases. My bad. Does great damage to the enemy with the highest defense, and then affects the same target when they're at max HP. Right? So that's not really going to be all that good. Depending if they mean if she's at max HP or if the target's at max HP. I assume it's if she's at max HP, then that's going to be good. So would I say she's generally better than Maiden? Like, because I can honestly have it like this, I think. I think I would have the placements like this. Right? Vesti might be 9 or 10. I think I might have the placements like this. Right? And the last slot could go to, like, it kind of depends, right? I'm thinking Guillotine or Soline. Soline is bugged, though. I don't think Signal is really all that great. I guess we could have Rappy there, but she's not an SSR, right? So let me take a look at the last character, then I'll decide. Alrighty, so I think at 10 I'm going to have Guillotine. Reason why is because Guillotine actually just gets stronger when she loses HP. So she'll increase her attack by 0.2% for every 1% loss when her HP falls below 70%. That's going to be very nice. She does increase her own crit damage as well. And then she does do great damage to the highest attacking or the highest enemy. Or the enemy with the highest attack, my bad. And then also, if that enemy has their HP below 50%, she will double the damage, right? Not to mention, she increases her own crit rate after landing 100 attacks, but she lowers her HP, like Scarlet, kind of. So she's basically, I mean, that's not a bad effect for her since she does get a massive increase. Or not massive, but like an attack increase for every time she loses HP. So I would say Guillotine is probably right there at 10. I think I would say this is my top 10 ELYSION. Now that I'm looking at it, I think this is going to be my accurate placement. Maybe again you can switch between Brit and what's her name, Maiden, but I think Brit is just going to be more efficient as a DPS. So definitely let me know if you guys agree with this tier list or not. Maybe this one, I don't want to say I'm not all confident with this one. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm just shaking my head like, yeah, I agree. I don't see anything I'm wrong about here. But definitely let me know if you would switch anybody and why you would switch them, right? And let me know because of actual reasonings. I don't want to see comments like, oh, I've used Emma since, or not Emma, like let's say Vesti. I don't want to see like a comment saying, I've used Vesti since day one and she's helped me so much. That's why I think she's better than so-and-so, right? Like, give me actual reasons why she's better, not like that's the character I own, so she's better, you know what I mean? But I think Privity is the best ELYSION in the game, and then Emma and then Helm. I think those are the 3 most consistent, like, overall characters in the game. So let me know if you guys agree or not. And it's going to be your boy Zxous. I'm out. Later. Peace.